Okay, so 15 effects on PhotoscapeX. I'm going to start with the effects drop down here, and cellophane is the first one. So it doesn't look like you can do much, but you can. So you can choose the amount, how strong and how weak it is, and then how you place it on the photo with the mask button here. So just play around with it and voila! The second one is zoom blur, which is down here. And again, it's pretty similar, you just choose how strong it is and you can choose where the zoom is. So I could have it up there and then I could mask it like that, for example, and make it weaker. So it's good for making it look, well, like you're zooming. Number 3 is illusion, which is here. So this is the strongest and that's the, that one is the weakest. Now you can get rid of those lines like that, and then it looks quite cool, blends in quite well. You can use the effect, the mask, and to get rid of these lines, if you fill it at these harsh lines here, if you fill it and then get the brush to remove it, you can just go over the lines like that, and then it blends in a lot better like that. Looks very dreamlike. The next one is motion blur, which is next to zoom blur, probably because they're quite similar. Again, you've got the strength and then you've got the angle, so you could make a car look like it was going really fast. And again, you've got the shape of the brush. Yeah, so again, it's just about knowing how to work with the photo you've got, you know. Next is kaleidoscope. Now this one is trippy and tricky. So you've got the amount option here, which just makes it really intense or not so intense, and then the angle, which just twists it, just spins it around, which is kind of pointless, but could be helpful, I guess. And then you choose this thing here, which just chooses which part you kaleidoscope. So that's quite cool. And then of course you can mask it. So I could select just the sky and have it look super trippy. Or maybe this one and have it blend in. But yeah, this one is actually really cool. It just doesn't work on all photos, I'd say. Like this is cool because you can recognize what the kaleidoscope is. But yeah, on some pieces, like if I was to just put it like on the rock, it looks a bit weird and you can't tell what it is. So yeah, it's cool though, I like that one. Number 6 is wave, which is down here. Now this one, it looks a bit pants. I thought that when I first used it, but it's good if you know how to use it. So I would put it like right up and then maybe put it just on the sky. So I'll just quickly show you how I would use this. Remove it from the hand, I think. Like that, and then you can select whereabouts in the sky it is. And yeah, it looks quite cool. And then obviously you could tone it down, turn it up. Next is jitter, which is at the top of the effects button. And again, you just choose the amount and how you place it on. You can twist this. Have it like that, or just fill it in randomly. Now the next one is actually not in the effects bit, but it's in the adjustments bit, and it's at the bottom here. Now what this does is, the best way to show you is put them at the opposite ends. So it goes that way, and then doing them the opposite puts it the other way. So it's kind of like convex and concave, it's like in and out. And then of course put it however you like, blend in however you want. Number 9 is glass blocks, which is back in the effects bit, and that is down here. So you can choose between one way or both ways and how intense the blocks are, and of course mask it on however you like. Oh, that looks weird. Number 10 is lines, which is at the bottom of the effects bit. And you have these different options, which are just the same thing but different. So you can choose the thickness, the density, so how many lines there are, the angle, and how much they show up. And then you can choose between a solid color or a pattern, and there's loads of different patterns to choose from, a whole bunch of them. Or these rainbowy ones, which you can adjust down here as well. Or this one, so you can choose between all of these, or you can make your own with these two here, and you can select from the photo if you want, which would probably blend it in the best. And of course you could just mask it on, so however you want it. Number 11, which is at the bottom here under the transformation section. It's right at the bottom, it's the very last thing. And you have all these different options of random shapes. This is quite a bizarre effect. So yeah, there's all these to choose from, and then you can choose whereabouts it is and the colour of the lines and the size and the thickness of the lines. And then of course you can do that. So what you could do is put like more on it, have a few different ones and have them blend in. So like this, for example. So they're kind of blended in somehow. Yeah, it's a weird one, but yeah, if you play around with it, you can get something to work. Number 12 is pattern fill, which is at the top in the adjustment section. I don't know why they're all spread out, but there we are. And then yeah, again, you've got all these different patterns to choose from. Let's just give you an example. So you choose how strong it is and the scale, so really spread out or really close together. And then you can choose how it's blended, which is, there's a whole bunch of different options. So I think one of the best ways is soft light, and then you can adjust how strong it is and then put it on however you like. So maybe just in the sky. That looks cool. Obviously you'd zoom in and fine-tune the details, but yeah. Number 13, now that is back in the effects, and it's the first one on there. Now this one is a bit strange. So you choose the tolerance and the amount, which you can't choose the color, and you can also untick the adaptive, and then yeah, it's quite extreme. You can reduce the noise and you can blur it as well, which kind of makes it a bit almost cartoony. And then yeah, you obviously mask it how you like. Yeah. Number 14, and that is down in the effects at the bottom. Now this one's quite cool. So you've got 5 different options at the top here of different effects, or different shapes even. And then you can choose where on the photo the center is. So let's try this one. And then you can play around with all of these, how many lines there are, how thick they are. Like that. And then of course you've got how the colors that you use. You've got all the different ones, you've got the patterns. Here you got, there's a lot. There's a lot of adjustments that you can make. And of course you can mask it, so maybe have it like that, so it fades outwards, I would say, like that somehow. And then the last one is triangles, which is here. Now this one looks bad when you first click on it, that doesn't look all that great. But when you click on the borders button, when it loads, it's actually quite good, this one. I would say the best way to use this, I mean, that is quite cool. It's a bit like frost. I would say the best way to use it is to select the brush and just place it on certain bits of the photo, just to kind of give it that something else. I mean, it kind of looks like frost or futuristic kind of thing. But yeah, it's quite a cool one, that. I like that one. And that is it. So there's more than 13 effects, obviously, and I'll just show you a few of them. I just showed you the best ones because there's a lot of these that I personally never use, and I don't think they're that great. But it comes down to how you use them, I guess, and what you want, what kind of effect you want. See, like that could be good if you wanted that effect. This tiny planet, that looks cool. Look at the arm. Oh man. Fish eye. That looks cool. Wow. So yeah, it depends what kind of effect you want, but yeah, there's way more than 15, way more. I just showed you what I would say are the best ones and the ones that I use the most. So yeah, thanks for watching.